Hello and welcome back to the Movies Archives. This is your host, Movies Rex, and we are playing Kerbal Space Program. This has been recorded ahead of time. I know 1.0.5 is coming out soon, so this might even be behind the times. But we have some people that we need to get their mission completed. So let's resume saved and find out where Valentina and her crew are. So the Supreme Moon Challenge 4, or Moon 4 Challenge 1, let's fly that. So we've just been refueling. And just getting our ship prepared. So this is completely, well, it's not even full yet. It's been, I have to remember the keys for this. I always forget. And I end up providing thrust with control instead of alt. So this thing brought up a good chunk of fuel, so this stage is going to be full. Nicely full. Like that. This one even still has enough to do some maneuvering, so we could actually send up a couple more refuelers, or refuel the refueler, and then recover the refuelers that we refueled. Right? Right. Alright, so, but we don't need it. This is just an automated system here, so if we open that up, we have a little octo or hex or something like that in there. But that serves its purpose. Let's just undock that. Let's go to you and make sure you have a stable orbit. 129 by 75, good enough. Good enough. And then we could just switch back to Elmaya, Valentina, and Segi, where they can continue their mission. What did do? Just redock. Oh. Hold on. RCS. Back away. Back away there. Alright. Do you have lights on? Do you have lights? Well, that was negligent of me. You don't have lights. You have lights. That's why I knew something was going on here. That we were docking. We were close enough. You can turn your lights off now. Alright, sound effects for you, right? So, our mission, if we choose to accept it, fly by Ike. Hopefully this doesn't have to be done in order. Fly by the moon. So both of these have moons. So we have actually this rally contract for the Minmus 4 and the Moon 4, and we're going to be doing both of them at the same time. We're going to land our vessel on Ike. So, it's Moon, Minmus, Duna, Ike. I'm getting all of them. So that means setting up a maneuver that'll get us swing by the moon, swing by Minmus, and then head out into intrastellar space. Remember, this is also the first one that we have using a nuclear engine, so that'll be interesting. Now, space around Kerbin is so cluttered right now, but we need to get to the moon, set as target, there we go. Sending no, not too bad. We'll just correct some stuff on our way. Go face anti-normal. If you can. You're starting to turn. Be back with the guys in a second. Alright, ascending node approaching. And we just want to fire along the anti-normal vector. Just so that we come in nicely. There we go. 0. Now we're not stopping at the moon. This just allows us to get to the moon on our approach. That is relatively close, and we're not flying off into interstellar space anywhere. Alright. And this is just a flyby. Keep that in mind. We just have to drag the maneuver out, like you normally do. Ooh, that's not bad. Ooh. Can we get an interaction with Minmus as well? Doesn't look like it. Just at least get our orbit out towards Minmus, and we can try to adjust from there, I suppose. And just give this a little bit of a spin. See if we can get an interaction. Harder to control than it looks. Or maybe not. Alright, we're going to try this approach for minutes. And so, I'm going to hit F5. And we might as well go prograde. Oh, actually, Valentine is so experienced that she could actually point us at the maneuver node. I never noticed that before. If we just accelerate our physical change, she should get us. Yep, pointing towards at the maneuver node. That's really handy. I needed that like ages ago. Now this is going to be something of an imprecise maneuver. We probably should be waiting. Well, let's just get this started before we talk about it. 6, 5, 4, 3. Get your keys on hands on the right keys. We should be waiting for when the moon's out here and Minmus is out here, or when the moon's back here, just so that this assist that we're getting is actually going to bring us towards Minmus. The distance that Minmus moves in this maneuver isn't going to be significant. It's probably just going to move like out to here. So we are going to need some fairly major shifts in trajectory once we reach the moon. But hopefully I over-engineered the ship enough that we can actually do it. Otherwise we might need a refuel as we pass through the system. We might stop at Minmus and get a refueler up there to us. Our fuel levels look strong and stable. The skipper engine seems to be doing good for us. Our Apoapis is finally crawling out of Kerbin's gravity well. This should work. Especially with Valentina actually pointing at the maneuver for us. Much more accurate than me adjusting our trajectory minimally. 2, 1, cut. Good enough. Good enough. Save some fuel for the trip. Now we can start looking at another maneuver, trying to get us out towards Minmus. And we want to do it after we reach the Mooner encounter, so make sure we're on the right track. There we go. And probably, well, we slide this periapsis up and down. See what we can do with that. Alright, we've been just playing up with each of these directions, just trying to reduce the ascending node and bringing our orbit out towards Minmus. And it looks like we're able to do it with not too bad. Not bad at all. 117.7 meters per second. And it's just a whole lot of fiddling with the maneuver points. So just getting Valentina's opponents back at the maneuver node. It's a 13-second burn in 3 hours. And I'll be back with you guys once we align. I'll be back with you guys in a second. How's our fuel? Not bad. We should even be able to finish it with the current stage and throw that into interstellar space. Alright, entering Mooner control and fly by the moon. Good, we don't have to do this in order. That would have been a pain. Alright, making that maneuver towards Minmus. It's only 13 seconds. I'm loving that Valentina can do this for us now. Oops. I cut it off too soon, but there we go. We are on our way as we swing by the moon. Do we need any power? No, we're good for power. Might as well. I have some passives here. Might as well get the solar cells charged up. It's interesting as we rotate through each of these panels as they approach the sun. That's not a solar cell, that's a radiator. I added it just in case we needed to cool anything. You look solar? Extend that panel. And we approach Minmus. We're just going to literally do a flyby. We want to go to intrastellar space, as opposed to Kerbin's sphere of influence. And there we go. Fly by Minmus. All the way down. Can we see the little rock? There you are. Another picture for the flight logs. Alright, so our next stage is to get ourselves to Duna. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to allow us to come out into Kerbin, the Kerbin sphere of influence, and maybe try to get another interaction with the moon so we can be whipped out into intra-solar space. Just go ahead. Come back around. Just allows me to be a little bit easier for my new maneuvers. I already set Duna as our target. Alright, we're able to get a very light-powered whip around the moon. It's going to send us into intrasolar space. And that's coming up in 3 hours for a negligible burn. So I'm just going to use RCS to do this. Just to see if this calculation here will clear up and give us a nice stable whip outside the solar system. Or outside the, not solar system, but Kerbin's influence. And bring us, well, out. We can't even see it right now. Alright, RCS on. Just burn forward. Alright, apparently that's not enough. Let's just burn. Cut it. That looks good. That looks good. Just conserving fuel whenever possible here. Probably accelerate pretty fast until we get close to the moon. We still want that encounter and passing through it. The girls get to say bye-bye once again. Goodbye, Kerbin. Alright, accelerating fast. And that actually allows us to start looking at adjusting nodes. So we don't want to be too far off of the axis of Duna. We want to have a 0% node, if I can grab it. Add a maneuver here. It's a year away. It is a year away. There we go. Descending node 0. Let's get ourselves out of the system first. Oh, it looks like we're not even getting out of the system first before we hit this maneuver. Oh, no, that maneuver is actually... Huh. That's actually next year. Well, let's face normal to our orbit. It should be the same thing. Shouldn't it? So, add a maneuver here. Yep, that's the same thing. Just get that corrected. At this point, might as well do it. Assuming we actually have time. It's not telling me the right node. It's telling me that I'm encountering it in a year. I'm pretty sure it's right about now. So I don't know entirely what's going on. But we'll just wing this. We will just wing this. Three, 2, 1, 0. Good. So the girls are actually going to spend time in space a little bit more than a year just getting around the loop here so we could actually have an encounter with Duna. So we left at kind of the wrong time. We could start a maneuver here, basically next year. As we loop back here, that's where we get our closest. It's probably going to be sometime around here in 1 year. About there. There! We even get an encounter. Nice. F5 that. 1 minute, 27-second burn in a year. See you girls then. So as we approach, keep in mind that this last stage here is likely to be ditched. So our delta V is going to change gradually, dramatically, as we fire up our engines in that 1 minute, 27-second burn. It's like going from highway speeds to city speeds. The transition from multiple warp speeds to lower warp speeds kind of takes me off guard, and it seems that this is always so much faster at a higher warp, but not doing my sense of time any good. Alright, almost at the point. We are going to start up around 43 seconds. And just do a full burn for however much this tank has left. And go! And we'll see. Shouldn't be too much more that this tank has. Just watch this burn out. And ditch it. Like so. Next engine, please. Alright, and that's adjusted our burn to 2 minutes, so we actually should have started a lot earlier. We'll see how far we get. We'll do any adjustments we need to just to get us to Duna's sphere of influence. Which is really what this stage was all about, getting us to Duna's sphere of influence. Of course, make sure Valentina is actually pointing out the maneuver as opposed to just doing a stability assist. It will help, I assure you. And... come on, encounter. Encounter. Alright. That's the minimum encounter. I never can see how well we did. I never can seem to switch over to the planetary body that I want. Because it's not there, probably. Focus view on Duna is not even going to help because Duna's all the way over there. Oh, we've got an encounter! So we're going to use as little fuel as we can. Can't really see looks like from here. But our periapsis is 13 million meters. That should be enough. 5. And get to Duna. There may be some fine-tuning we could do with our maneuvers as we approach. But I always find it a bit difficult. Basically, we're just going to match the orbit of Duna itself and get captured by it. This is why orbital engineering is important to get your ships to planets. You may want to be the most efficient person, but if you can't make it, if you're not the most efficient in the true nature of things, then you are going to undercompensate and completely miss it. When if you had a little bit of extra fuel, you could just do it. I've been learning that lesson quite a bit recently. Whoa, boy. That looks like we are shooting past. Add a maneuver. Break us. Oops. Slow us down. Whoa, not that much. Slow us down the right amount. Get us at least... Here, we got the flyby of Duna. Get the flyby of Ike. Where's Ike? Set as target. Ike. Can we just get an interface with Ike? That's what we want. Get closer. What I just realized, we are upside down compared to Ike. So we're going to need a little bit of a different maneuver here. And just try to turn ourselves over. Alright, we can at least bring ourselves off by 17 degrees. So let's get that maneuver set up. It's a 2-minute, 55-second burn. Again, I don't know whether we have enough fuel on that. Hopefully we do, because that stage was what we wanted to use to actually get to Ike, and preferably get to Duna. But we could land on Ike, take off, and see what we see. Alright, let's get this maneuver set up. And 2 minutes, 55 seconds. We may need to refuel. We may need to dock with the Duna Longshot. Who knows? Alright, almost coming around. And we're going to see ourselves pass through Duna and come out the other side. There we go. Not bad. And I'm going to cut it there. I think that gives us a closer encounter than we had before. Now we just have to adjust our nodes. And there we go. It gets us almost perfectly in line with Ike. And that is an 8-second burn. For our lead little nuclear ship. Which Valentina is truly enjoying flying. Oops, and I overshot it. Well, let's try it anyways. Good enough. And you might as well point to anti-normal and we can get this corrected the rest of the way. Let's get a little bit closer to this node. A little bit too good. We just have to reverse a little bit with our RCS. There we go. Good. Alright. Still have some fuel left. Why did I think I was going to land on Ike? Or land on Duna. Alright. Ike. We can get an Ike flyby without too much trouble here. 300,000 meters. Just started at our periapsis over there. Let's go ahead and try that. Yeah, I had built this ship with the intention of going to Duna with it. Apparently this just only made it to Ike. Huh. Don't know whether... Well, we could go to Ike. We could go to Ike, at the very least. And see from there what we need to do. Alright. The burn to Ike. At least a flyby. First flyby. And... Oops. Encounter with Duna? RCS. Back off a bit. Yeah, let's get out. Let's get out to 60,000 when we reach Ike. And passing by Duna, we could even see Ike here. Nice. And we complete our Minimus 4 rally contract. Now, lastly, for our Supreme Moon 4 rally, we have to land on Ike. So we should be able to be captured by it very shortly. In fact, we could probably do it right now. Can we? I don't know. If I could get a maneuver node. Next to nothing. Probably more next to nothing if I do it up here. Let's go ahead and do that. I wonder if I could land on my tank. If I could land on my tank, and then take off with that tank, then maybe we'd be able to get to Duna. As well. And throttle up. Nice. We are captured by Ike. And I'm just going to bring this into within 60,000 meters. Hopefully we won't be ripped out of Ike's orbit by Duna. Who knows? Alright. Close enough. But for today, that's all I can record for. Well past the recording time. I'd like to get to Ike. I'd like to get to Duna, but that'll have to be for next time. This has been Mobius Rex for the Mobius Archives. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, leave us a like, leave your comments and suggestions. We'll be back with you next time. Have a good day and a wonderful night. Bye-bye.